And this just all means that in the future, very soon, by the end of 2025, all right, you're going to have a vehicle for everybody that can do battery swap. We could see deliveries 10x by the end of 2025. So big news. The CEO has confirmed that the sub-brand will be indeed called Envo, Chinese name Le Dao. And he also explained why it's called this. But also, he confirmed that both sub-brands, all right, the sub-brand codenamed Alps, which now we know is called Envo, and the sub-brand, which is going to be priced within the 100K to 200K range, they will all be able to do battery swaps. Not on NIO's swap network, but on the public swap network. And also, this is also very big, they would also be able to do BaaS, rent the battery instead of buying it, with cheap monthly battery service fee payments. So that would lower the initial purchase price, making the car even more affordable. And with the new BaaS policy that NIO has right now for NIO vehicles, it's a no-brainer for people. And you get all these perks. And I've talked about that in previous video. You can read into that if you haven't gotten the full message. So here is the CEO, and he is confirming the brand name. He's addressing the leaked images. He said that back in October, they had to provide the vehicle to different testing companies to test the vehicle. And apparently back then somebody took a photo, and now it's being leaked. And you know, they already found the culprit, so they know who leaked the photos. They know who breached the contract. And he said that the actual look of the car, like, this is indeed the look of the car, but in person it looks a lot better than those sort of leaked photos. Also, another huge thing is that apparently these vehicles will all be sold through the NIO app. So they're not going to have separate apps for all these different sub-brands. It's all on the NIO app. And what's really crazy is that the vehicle purchase vouchers that NIO owners are getting for their BaaS payments, that can be used for the sub-brand as well. So for me, I paid 40 months of BaaS payments. So for each month, I get 100 RMB voucher for a car purchase. And I thought it was only for NIO vehicles, but it could be for any one of NIO's sub-brand vehicles as well. So that is just absolutely incredible. And the CEO himself even said on stage that he is looking to buy into the sub-brand's vehicle for family use. And he's going to do it with BaaS, the most economic way of doing it. So let's first have a listen about what the CEO has to say about this whole thing. Have a listen.
Brotherly, hello. I would like to ask the two that came out on the internet yesterday, Ladao, are those two pictures of the real car? I want to ask if they are real. If it's true, the real car will not look like it is better than in that photo, slightly better. That's right. Actually, everybody knows this car of this. We'll talk about BaaS today, but let's just say a few words. This ID photo of the car that is. The identity photo of the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology is generally more ugly. It's more than the real car. But what do we say about this yesterday? This does not know who. We have found out who leaked it. Actually, because the car itself is, in October last year, the project will be rolled off the assembly line as soon as one car is off the assembly line. So in fact, doing a lot of verification. And on the announcement of the work of the early test, so it was tested at a certain testing site, the personnel of the third party were leaked out. It does look ugly, but our real car is definitely much better looking than this one. There's no problem with this, everyone. Of course, definitely objectively, of course, that's not much to say. But I'm going to tell you about that name, because this is our second brand that is aimed at the home market, that Chinese. The essence is to say that this family car definitely is, even we will always have this concept in the future that is, everyone is happy to vote for one. So we say player joy. The other one is family cars are definitely not essential for the cost of use, acquisition cost, maintenance costs. They all care more. The calculation should be more detailed. This housekeeping has a way. So the player rejoices. There is a way to run a family delight in discussing. That's how it came to be the value of the brand within it. We are actually what we have always thought Every road a family has together is a happy road, so everyone doesn't care if it's your home, right? I actually said this myself. I was reminded of a recent shot, is the third child in our family. Our daughter is more than a year old some time ago. Suddenly I can skateboard myself. That's the scooter. Oh, that excites me. No, the brain shook horizontally. This actually, you look at a scooter. This, I look at this little friend, that's it. This also is a family on a road together. It's also a joy path. So it's not just about cars. That's who we are. One reason why the name was taken. I hope you like it.
So guys, I hope you understand what this means, all right? This means that you will have a vehicle for every single price category that can do battery swap. And mind you, Fun, Rising Auto, the nearest competitor that can also do battery swap, they are dying. They don't have the infrastructure like NIO does. And also their vehicles, they don't have the competitive advantage in terms of specs versus pricing compared to even their sister company, IM Motors. So Fun, Rising Auto, they're pretty much done. All right. So you don't have to worry about that. NIO is the de facto car brand for battery swap. And this just all means that in the future, very soon, by the end of 2025, all right, you're going to have a vehicle for everybody that can do battery swap. There is no excuse that the price is too expensive. Right now, people might not choose NIO because it's too expensive, unaffordable. I can't use a battery swap capable car because it's too expensive. But with those two sub-brands, all right, there's no excuse. Everybody has access to battery swap by then. And that just means that battery swap by then will be the de facto, the standard choice for most people when it comes to commuting. And those public swap stations will be very, very busy. And also, it'll be utilized a lot. And this is just going to be massive for NIO because right now people are solving the long charge time problem by adding a gas tank. This is going to potentially kill EREVs potentially, all right? And hopefully, well, I think in my personal opinion, sell a ton of vehicles and just really boost NIO's deliveries by a ton, all right? This means that we could see deliveries 10x by the end of 2025, all right? Yeah, you heard that right. 10x by the end of 2025. Let that sink in, boys.